Hi, welcome to my craft room. Carol Gatton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And let me show you a card that I created using this large scalloped edgelit. I taught this to the ladies that come to my home for classes. We use the Hearts of Flutter framelit die with a little banner, and we're going to be cutting out 3 of those. And I'm using the More L'Amour Designer Series paper, and I am butting up that framelit right at the edge of this strip of designer paper. Run that through your Big Shot on tab 2, and I want you to see just by putting that right at the edge you can get so many more out of this strip. And this is the other panel, and I'm using both sides, so I'm cutting out 2 of those. This is the Primrose Petals cardstock, putting that through my Big Shot in the Lacy Brocade embossing folder, and I like to run mine through on tab 1. It gives you a deeper embossing. Now take your panel, and you want to have a border on all sides of your pool party, and I'm taking removable tape to hold that into place. Bring in your delicate design panel that you made earlier and just pencil that in on both sides so that you know exactly where to trim off the excess. Take your scissors and trim that. And now I'm using an artist's eraser to get rid of any of the pencil marks that might be left. Using my multi-purpose adhesive to go along the top edge of my panel. Now really pay attention to those scallops and make sure that you have that nice and even, and because you've used multi-purpose adhesive, you got a little bit of wiggle room. Now in celebration you can receive 3 packages of this satin ribbon and these buttons free with a $50 purchase. I'm going to take this pool party and I'm going to use it here on this card, and this is 1/4 of an inch. It is just so delicate and pretty. I've also cut a 3-inch piece from point to point. And now I'm going to show you the easy way to adhere this on. Now you've cut this ribbon a little bit longer than your panel. So you're just going to take a glue dot. And so now get that just where you want it. Now lift up the side and just push it to the back, and it's just where you want it. Now repeat that process on the other side. Glue dot it, and once you've got that all lined up right where you want it, without even looking at the back side, you're just going to press it on. Now bring in that little piece that you've made for your banner, and in the center you want to add a glue dot, and then you want to have these so that they kind of match up, and press that together. Okay, now I'm putting the multi-purpose on my primrose petal, and then I will adhere that to my pool party card base. Now really pay attention to the bottom of that, and everything else will fall right into place. I'm adding just a little bit of multi-purpose to the center portions of my little banners that I've cut out, and I'm bringing in the center, and now I'm angling this ever so slightly, and then just secure that. It's so much easier to work with one piece than to work with separate pieces. Now I'm going to show you how to single out a letter off of a stamp set. And here is the Pennant Parade, and this says thank you, but we're going to use just the one single letter. You want to tear off a piece of Scotch tape, not the removable tape, but Scotch tape. And you want to make it quite a bit longer than what you might think, because you want to secure that onto that wood base of your stamp. Now I'm pressing down on that Scotch tape because it doesn't stick real well to the rubber, and I do not want any of it going under that eye. And I went back and forth and up and down. And it doesn't matter if you get it on the Scotch tape, because you're going to remove that tape. That's the most important thing to remember, is remove that tape, because I've made that mistake. Now huff on that to add a little bit of moisture to that, and then gently press and release, and there's your eye. Now I'm going to show you on an acrylic block. Now I'm covering up that thanks, and it's really kind of a close fit in there, but you can do it. Just make sure that you light it just in between the U and the thanks. I'm going over this really, really well, and you see that I'm getting up on the Scotch tape, but that doesn't matter. Now remove the tape, and all of that excess ink goes with it, and you'll stamp that. This is the little labels punch pack, and I'm using the oblong punch from this, and then this really cool octagon shape. This is the small heart, and we're punching out from our silver glimmer paper. In a previous video, I showed you how to cut your dimensionals in half, and that's what we're using, half a dimensionals. Remove the backing off of those, and then we're going to put them in the center of our banner. And look how cool that's looking. Can you see how you can really utilize your stamp sets? Not only get a verse, but you also can get just single letters. Now that glue dot is going on the front of that ribbon and then adhered to the back. You are adding your multi-purpose just to the top. Come in for that half a scallop and above the ribbon, and then angle that up, and we have created our card. What do you think? All of the products that I've used in our card today can be found at stampqueen101.blogspot.com, and it's easy. Just click on shop and the items will be sent right to your home. Now, I created several cards using this, and I've changed around different parts of it, but let me know which one you like the best.